trailer 2 predictions, how will they show Jason? So Jetro, I'll let you kick this one off.
I wanted to have a little bit of fun with this, actually. I was just going to make some bold predictions of just exact things we will see in trailer 2.
Boats.
So
boats.
But you already got that in trailer 1. Trailer 1 was kind of just like, it was showing off the graphics and the scenery. And the, I guess, NPCs or, character models and stuff like that, right? They really just wanted to highlight what the game will look like. And I loved it. But I think in trailer 2, they're going to start to show some more additions to the game that we don't have in GTA 5, right? So like in trailer 2 for GTA 5 was actually, we didn't know it at the time, but it's actually when we saw this starting of the game, where Franklin and Lamar go up to Michael and say, hey, do you know where this house is? And he's like, oh yeah, it's just down the street. And then they steal the cars, right? So I do think we will see something like that, even though we won't know it's the start of the game until obviously it releases. But also, like, I know from the leaks that fishing is going to be in the game, as well as something that I really want to see is the new carjacking system, because from what I've seen is that it's going to be way more intuitive than just press Y and get in the car. And I want to at least see like what that would kind of look like. Like that would be like, it would be a super sick feature for them to like, I guess, have a better way or more intuitive way of breaking into cars.
Yeah, the current method of stealing cars in GTA 5 is predictable. Like, I would like to see maybe not every time you try to hijack a car, maybe that's not successful. Maybe the person manages to actually drive away by the time you get in. Like, I don't want it to be like a mini game every time, because I feel like if you've got to like hack into a car security system every time to steal one, it could get annoying. But maybe like some of the really high-end cars, maybe break into a building to steal them. Maybe on the street, rather than just getting in your car, smashing a window and stealing it, maybe there's more of maybe that works for 90% of the cars, but every once in a while you got to go a bit further. Like in Chinatown Wars, that's a Grand Theft Auto game that's not really spoken about a lot, but like in there you had to hotwire the car on a Nintendo DS. Like that was just, and on a PSP as well. It was just like a cool little...
Damn, that's
it was like a cool little mini game that they added in. However, I don't want it to be that intense. I feel like this goes back to something you said earlier, Jetro, about the balance between realism and fun. Immersion and fun can work at the same time, but only for a small amount of people. Obviously, this game is being made to be the most commercially viable, to be the most accessible game to as many people as possible. And most people are going to value fun and escapism over realism. I do think that there's going to be a lot more elements of realism, because as we've seen, the role-playing market for GTA 6 has just exploded.
Insane.
It's crazy.
Yeah, I think like, to your point, whether it's like getting into cars or whatever, like rather than just pressing Y and just carjacking or getting someone out of the car. I don't know if you guys saw in the leaked files, there was a Slim Jim where you could actually, from what it was listed in the files, like you can actually unlock some of the car doors, but you can't unlock some of the newer cars because they have like internal defenses such as barrier blocks. But for like older vehicles, you may be able to just get in a bit more easy and just hotwire the car and just go. And that's probably just more for cars that are stationary or whatever, but or like parked cars. I think, in terms of what they're going to show in terms of trailer 2 predictions or whatever, other than just maybe perhaps that, and I think that's probably going to be more so in the gameplay trailer, but I would love to hope that they're going to showcase much more of Jason. But I think now that we're just discussing more so of the getting into cars or whatever, I don't know, what's your guys' thoughts on what else you reckon they're potentially going to show within trailer 2, because it's I think it's going to be particularly interesting to see a little bit more of Jason.
I think that like in trailer 2, I think there's going to be more of a focus on Jason. I'd say maybe 20% of trailer 1 was primarily about Lucia, but that was just to some extent Rockstar just flexing, look, we're doing something different. That was more to show us what the world's going to be like, give us an intro to this female protagonist. And I get so many comments about this. I know that there's been other female protagonists in GTA games, but in the HD and 3D universe, there hasn't been. So I feel like obviously we're going to have an introduction to Jason, but it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the rest of the trailer. Like, obviously, as you mentioned, Jetro, they could show other parts of like maybe some, not missions, so to speak, but maybe some voice lines that will tie into some of the activities we can expect to be doing in the game. But it would be cool to see some different vehicles and maybe some really weird and interesting locations. Maybe show us a bit about that big lake that's suspected to be in the middle of the map. Like, to show us stuff that isn't. I mean, we've seen the beach in Vice City. Like in trailer 2, I don't want a panning shot of the beach again. Not interested. Like I want to see.
Yeah, we saw that. Yeah, we saw that.
I want to see more of the nitty gritty. Maybe some interiors of buildings. Like what do the insides of like, apartments look like? Maybe show us what a house would look like in GTA 6. Like yeah, I just want to see. Do you know, a good example of that is, do you know the fan-made trailer by 12th Hour?
Yeah.
Like,
that guy.
So I feel like in that trailer, it's not a real official Rockstar trailer, it's a fan-made one, but he did put a lot of emphasis on like buildings, interiors, and things that you can do. And it'd be really cool if Rockstar took a very similar approach in the sense of, you know, showing us what actual mechanics are going to be in the game. Obviously, we know from the leaks, but how are they going to convey that to a widespread, mass-scale audience?
Yeah, I think you bring up kind of exactly like what I was trying to say earlier, is that like I just want to see stuff that's brand new to GTA 6, right? Like we just need a trailer that, like you said, the interiors, we know that they have some new patents for making interiors with AI and whatnot. So I just want to see like a bunch of new stuff that was or that is in GTA 6 but wasn't in GTA 5. That's really what I want to start to see from the trailers.
And social media as well. Like what is the importance of social media? Because we saw a lot of social media in the first GTA 6 trailer. But like that still doesn't answer the question why, what, how, where, and when.
Yeah, how much of an emphasis is it actually going to have on, you know, the open world of Vice City and Leonard, but also the story as well?
Yeah,
and that's something that could be touched upon a little bit more. But yeah, I guess we'll have to wait and see. I cut you off there. What else were you saying?
That was the only point I had to add to that. It was just the social media.
Oh, okay. I was actually just going to add another thing. In terms of like, I know Jetro, you were saying that like Lamar was in the second trailer with Franklin. That was the opening, sort of setting the sort of the scene for the part where they were still in the cars. Obviously, we didn't know that at the time when the trailer came, but obviously when the game came out, we knew that. I think in terms of in trailer 2, I think they will show some side characters. I actually did make a video on this on my channel the other day. That we may potentially see like Wyman from the leaks. I don't know if you guys remember Wyman from the leaks, the one break out of the effing cage. That guy. I think he's a funny side character. I think we're definitely going to, and it seems that from the leaked files that came out, there was actually there was like a collectible or something like that. You could, as Jason, do some, I don't know, collect some type of car parts for Wyman or something like that. Apparently, in the leaked files, they found out that Wyman and Jason may have like a more of a closer bond in relation to some type of car type of thing. I don't know exactly the sort of to extent what we're going to see with that, but I think we're going to be seeing much more of a focus, potentially much more, or not, I'll say a heavy focus, but sort of complementing with Jason and Lucia still, because obviously they're the main focus, with potential side characters like Wyman, for example, or even Dre. But